combine, and then you have the draft. If we redrafted the 2024 NFL draft, where would Bo Nix get selected? So just to remind our audience, these were the 11 picks in front of Bo Nix, right? We know Caleb Williams went number 1. Jaden Daniels went number 2. Drake May went number 3. The receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. went number 4 to the Cardinals. Tackle Joe Alt went 5th overall to the Chargers. Wide receiver from LSU Malik Neighbors went 6th overall to the Giants. J.C. Latham, another offensive tackle, went 7th overall to the Titans. 8th overall went to Michael Penix Jr., which was a huge stunner on draft night.
That was big-time shocker.
And I remember we were doing the live show at Dave & Buster's, and James Palmer got on right after our show and said, I think the Vikings are going to draft, I think the Falcons are going to draft Michael Penix Jr. And he's live on the air saying that for 4 or 5 minutes. And it's like, do you hear what you're saying? And then he gets picked. And it's like such a shot call from our guy JP. The Bears picked 9th again, and they took Rome Odunze, wide receiver from Washington. The Vikings took the guy who I wanted the Broncos to draft at the time, J.J. McCarthy. Then it was the final pick before the Broncos were up. The Jets were on the clock. It was Olu Fashanu, offensive tackle. And then Bo Nix went 12, and Brock Bowers went 13. If you were going to redraft like the top 5 picks, and by the way, let me just say this for just to be fully transparent. There's like 2 other guys in this draft that went after Brock Bowers. And Jared Verse to the Rams.
Yeah.
He is an absolute stud.
He's dominated. Well, he did dominate.
Yep. And then wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. for Jacksonville. Honestly, one of the better rookie years in recent memory that didn't get enough fanfare. 87 catches, almost 1,300 yards, and 10 touchdowns as a first-year player. So if you were to redo this, like...
If I'm redoing this, and I'm the Denver Broncos, and I'm Sean said, hey, I really like Bo Nix, you're going to have to find a way to get to the top 5. Let's just be real right there, top 5, maybe even top 3. Who knows?
Yeah.
And so that's scary in itself because it's like, hey, if Sean was so confident about this pick and so confident that Bo was going to be there at 12, now if we had to redo it,
right,
Sean would be sweating bullets.
Sure.
Because now it's like, who are you taking, Sean? Now you're going to have to move up in the draft to get who you really want.
So with this exercise, we have 1 year of information on each of these players. That's it. Just one. But let's toss out like what the Broncos would have to do to try to get Bo. Let's just take the 1 year of information that we have and just kind of go process of elimination style, the 11 picks in front of Bo Nix, and who you would still take instead of Bo.
All right.
Like, would you take the offensive tackle for the New York Jets, Olu Fashanu, who was taken 11 over Bo Nix?
Like I'm looking at it as the New York Jets, right? You have Aaron Rodgers that you're still paying a lot of money for, and you're making that around him. So I wouldn't take Bo Nix if I thought Aaron Rodgers was gonna be the best version of himself. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm trying to look at it as like, would the Jets take Bo Nix knowing what Bo Nix is right now?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, and it's not even about, I guess, when I thought of this exercise, I'm not even doing it like from a Jets perspective. I think I'm just doing it from a Broncos perspective. Like, would you rather have Olu Fashanu here in Denver instead of Bo Nix?
No, right? No, I mean, we have an offensive line. We put them together. We paid our man Garrett Bowles. Like, why would you do that?
No.
Why would you do that? No, Bo is our guy.
Bo is going over him. So he's no longer the 12th pick. He'd at least be the 11th pick. Would you rather have J.J. McCarthy here in Denver instead of Bo Nix?
We know the answer. Look, that's your boy. That was your boy.
Yes.
You know, J.J. McCarthy, we don't even know if he's going to be good. He got hurt before preseason even started, or he went into his first preseason game.
Yeah.
Tore his meniscus up, and then I think he had he had to backtrack. He had something wrong with it.
That's right. You get a setback.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had to go back and redo some of the surgery.
That's right. I forgot
for
about that.
whatever reason. We don't know why.
I forgot that.
So he's still dealing with the knee, so we don't know when J.J. McCarthy's truly going to get out on the football field. Bo Nix goes on to have a crazy rookie year. He's up for Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. Heck no.
All right, I agree with you. There's 0% chance
Zero.
I would take J.J. McCarthy over Bo Nix. Would you take Bears wide receiver Rome Odunze? His rookie year, 54 catches, 734 yards, 3 touchdowns. He went 9th overall to the Bears. There's no way we would take him over Bo Nix here in Denver.
No, sir. Now, you have to think, who's the starting quarterback now? Is it Jarrett Stidham? Is it Zach Wilson? Because I was under the impression that you thought at one point that we could win some games with Jarrett Stidham.
Oh yeah, when we did the exercise based on the Broncos 1-8 record against winning teams, which games would they have not won if it was Brock Bowers and Jarrett Stidham?
Yeah,
I remember doing that exercise, and I do think. Do I think that Jarrett Stidham would have been a quarterback of a 10-win team? Absolutely not. Do I think that with Brock Bowers and everyone else around him, could the Broncos have won 7-8 games with their schedule the way that fell? Yeah, I do. I think they could have.
All right. Well, then if that's the case, we don't have a winning season. I'm not going with the receiver because, therefore, I don't want Jarrett Stidham being my quarterback.
No. There's 0% chance we would swap out right now after 1 year Rome Odunze for Bo Nix. Okay, let's move to the 8th pick in the draft. It's your guy. MPJ squared. Michael Penix Jr.
MPJ.
Would you rather have Michael Penix Jr. right now over Bo Nix?
Oh, man, why you put me on the spot like that? Look, I like Michael Penix Jr., and I think he's going to be a really good quarterback in this league.
I agree.
I just don't think that there's enough substance there right now for me to be like, oh, yeah, I'll take him over Bo Nix, who could possibly win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I just think that we would have been able to say that for this, in this case, if Michael Penix Jr. got to start this year. But that's not the case. Therefore, Michael Penix Jr., you are not going to be my guy.
Yeah,
you're not getting the red rose.
You do not get a rose. Yes. No, and I like that because we have a sample size with Bo Nix to react to, and we just don't with Michael Penix. We just don't.
The first time that Michael Penix played in a I'm not going to say, but it was a meaningful game, was against the Denver Broncos. Kirk Cousins wasn't playing well. Michael Penix Jr. comes in at the end of the game, and that was the first time he really got to truly touch the field.
Yeah. But I agree. Ultimately, there's no way we would take Michael Penix Jr. over Bo Nix based on what we know now. And again, if you're just joining us, we're sort of redrafting the 2024 NFL draft and trying to find out where would Bo Nix go if the draft was today based on the information we have today. So we get to offensive tackle J.C. Latham, who was taken 7th overall by the Titans. We're not taking J.C. Latham over Bo Nix, who had one of the great rookie seasons.
Look, we love our linemen. Well, I do. Zach doesn't.
I love the linemen.
But we are stacked over here in Denver. That was a great thing about the Denver Broncos is we paid our offensive lineman, the highest paid offensive line in the NFL, which pays off when you can get that quarterback.
Yeah. I was surprised. I heard Joel Klatt, he came on the morning show earlier in the week, and he was asked what he would do in the draft based on the Broncos' biggest weakness, and he said offensive line. And I just,
come on,
Joel. I love Joel. I just disagree wholeheartedly. Like,
who are we going to replace?
I have no idea. I was surprised by the response.
You got Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Quinn Miners, McGlinchey, and then Wattenberg.
Yeah.
I guess you can go for a center to kind of secure that, but they're doing all right. Like, don't leave our offensive linemen alone.
Yeah,
Joe.
It's one of the better offensive lines in the league.
Yes,
it is. All right, trying to figure out where Bo would get drafted if they redrafted the 2024 class. We get to the 6th overall pick, Malik Neighbors. What a great rookie season for the wideout from LSU. 109 catches, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns.
That's a true franchise receiver, man. A young talent that if he can get a good quarterback to throw him the football, he can be scary.
Those are scary numbers now.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
could you imagine? But to your point, like,
yes. What if he was with Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, the chosen one? That's gonna be a tough one because it's like you have to picture this. You have to picture Sparky, aka Jarrett Stidham, with someone like Malik Neighbors. How does that look?
And Courtland Sutton. I'm a huge fan of Malik Neighbors. I think everyone who has eyes and an actively working brain acknowledges his talent. I'm just not taking a wide receiver a dependent position who depends on the quarterback
Right, I like it.
over Bo Nix.
I try to set you up right there.
I just can't do it. As great as he is, and he could be a Hall of Fame type of player.
Yeah.
I'm not swapping out a wide receiver for a potential franchise quarterback, and I do believe that that's what Bo Nix is going to develop into. Are you co-signing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. I mean, you're only as good as your quarterback right now in this league. You can have separation. You can beat the guy off the line of scrimmage if you're a receiver. But if the quarterback is not getting you the ball, then you're out there running, getting your cardio, running around just to run. Like Jerry Judy likes to say, getting my cardio in.
Got his cardio in. All right, we get to the 5th overall pick. Now, this guy's an absolute monster. It's Joe Alt, plays right tackle for the Chargers.
I like that, man.
He's fantastic. He's fantastic. He finished with a 94% pass block win rate, according to ESPN. That was top 5 among all offensive tackles in the regular season. According to Next Gen Stats, Joe Alt allowed under 7% pressure rate when aligned at right tackle, the 8th lowest among all right tackles. Dude, at the end of the year, Phil, they flipped him to left tackle, allowed 0 pressures on 41 pass block.
Very versatile, man.
Reps. He is a franchise tackle.
He's going to get paid the bag, I'll tell you that much.
No question. No question. He's a cornerstone player.
We got ours.
As great as he is,
We got the GB zone.
He also doesn't play quarterback. And I just if you even think you found your quarterback, even if you're 75% sure and you still have some doubts about Bo, but you're 75% sure, I'm just not flipping out a quarterback for an offensive tackle. So I would not take Joe Alt right now. If you offered a trade straight up Joe Alt for Bo Nix, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. So no, if we're redrafting the 2024 class, I would not take Joe Alt over Bo Nix. How about
I like
you?
it. No, I'm not taking any linemen right now. I like my linemen where they're at. Like, I think we have a solid foundation with the offense because of the offensive line. So, like, although some of these offensive linemen, they're younger and they are going to be franchise tackles, left tackles, right tackles, I'm good where we're at. We need a quarterback.
Yep.
And because we got the quarterback, we won 10 games this year. The first time since 2016 of having a winning season. The first time in the playoffs since 2015. Come on now.
All right, so now we're up to the 4th pick in the draft as we're redrafting the 2024 class to try to figure out where Bo Nix would land. We get to the 4th pick. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Arizona Cardinals. 62 catches, 885 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, return sender. I'm sorry,
Return,
man.
yes, address unknown. That was an Elvis song.
Like, you know what? You're a great talent. You're good and all, but if we're giving up Malik Neighbors, then we're okay with giving you up.
Yes. Well said.
Don't put that on my desk again, Zachary. You're getting fired.
All right. We get to the 3rd overall pick in the draft. This is a quarterback.
Uh-oh.
This is Drake May. 175 yards a game, 67% completion rate, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, took 35 sacks. I will say the situation he was in, as maybe as lackluster as people thought of the Broncos' offensive skill positions, they're down pretty bad there in New England.
Look, this is sometimes when things go in your favor. Like Bo should be happy. He should be like, okay, yeah, I didn't go number 3, number 4, but look what Drake May has to deal with. Like the sacks he's taking, and now you're on to your second coach already.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to deal with that. So in that case, like, you're glad that you went number 12 to the Denver Broncos in a situation where the coach truly believes in you and loves you. And so now Drake May, although he didn't get a lot of time, like, Bo started right off the bat. Someone like Drake May, they had to sit behind Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby, yeah.
And so now, like, he's kind of behind, and he's going to have to take a little bit more time to kind of get going in this next year. So I would definitely not give up Bo Nix for Drake May. But I don't think Drake May is going to be a bad quarterback in the end here.
No, I agree with you.
The accuracy, he's athletic, and he turned it on towards the end of the season with the 15 touchdowns. So I still have a belief in Drake May. I just am not willing to give up my boy Bo Nix. We Bowen.
I pretty much agree with everything you just said there. I really do. I think Drake May is a fine prospect who could have a bright future. I just would not swap out Drake May for Bo Nix, who is behind Bo in just about every statistical category. Now we get to the second overall pick as we redraft the 2024 NFL draft. Where would Bo Nix get selected if the draft were today, based on what we know after all these players have played one season?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, I got it. Do you take Jaden Daniels over Bo Nix?
Oh, both of them are up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Both of them had great seasons. Both of them took their teams to the playoffs this year. And last year, both quarterbacks were on situations on teams where they weren't in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's tough. But you know what, Zach? I'm signing over Bo Nix for Jaden Daniels. Oh, and an extra thing I'm willing to give up. Zach Bye. Go ahead, go with him.
Oh, wow. I got thrown in the trade.
You got thrown in the trade.
I was the piece to add later. I was the piece to add later. It's Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix.
Zach Bye's a missing piece.
Yes.
I said, all right, I guess we can give him up too.
A player to be named later. That was me.
Look, I like Jaden Daniels was not only able to take his team to the playoffs, but he was one game away from the Super Bowl. Now imagine what this young man's going to look like with more talent around him, because we act like the Commanders had a bunch of talent around him. No, that's not the case. And Jaden Daniels, although Bo Nix is athletic as heck as well, did you see what that Ravens, was it Hamilton, was tweeted?
Oh, yes. He threw Bo Nix in with
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. Like, those guys are so fast.
Yeah, both of them. So so I'm not going to knock Bo Nix speed, because Bo Nix speed is out there.
Yeah.
But Jaden Daniels is just a better athlete than Bo Nix. That's just a fact. So yeah, I would right now still, Jaden Daniels would be a guy that I'd still be willing to give up Bo and have him in this offense. Don't hate me, Broncos country. I still love my Bo. You know, this is just
No, you're being real.
Yeah.
You're being real. Now, I think there's an argument to be made. Bo Nix threw for more passing yards per game, had a better completion percentage by 3 points, threw 4 more touchdown passes.
All right, but come on, Zach. What were those 4 touchdown passes in?
Is a 4 to finish the season against the Chiefs?
Yes.
Was that an NFL game?
All right. So
I'm just giving you the stats.
What does Jaden Daniels look like when he's playing against the Kansas City Chiefs like that?
I'm just giving you the stats here. Bo had a few more interceptions than Jaden Daniels. 4 of those. 4 of the 12 came in the first 2 games of the year because he was unprepared to play, because he was in a 3-man quarterback competition with Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson, and was the last starter named in the NFL. That was a miscalculation. I stand by that.
And Mark was signing off on it, saying this is the right decision.
Yes.
Was it, Mark? Was it?
He cost him 2 games. Mark's mindset cost the Broncos 2 games. No, at the end of the day, I can't. I can't take Bo Nix over Jaden Daniels.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels.
Hey, say it with your chest, though. Why you?
I think that Bo Nix is excellent and has a chance to be a great quarterback in this league for a long time, but based off just the first year, Jaden Daniels looks like a shooting star. A shooting star.
So what if, I know somebody on the text line is probably saying, well, he's in the NFC. How does Bo look if he's in the NFC? And because that's the thing, right? Like, people think the NFC is weaker than the AFC, which
it is.
It is.
Yeah, especially for quarterbacks. But I'm just letting my eyes be the judge. I'm not letting the stats be the judge. I'm letting my eyes be the judge. And Jaden Daniels just looks like a shooting star. So it's okay to acknowledge I love Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is the perfect fit for here.
So if he's a shooting star, what is Bo?
A star.
He's just not shooting.
Yeah. He just shines.
He shines.
Jaden flies across the sky.
Shines bright like a diamond.
And then you get to the number 1 overall pick. It's Caleb Williams.
See,
would you have Caleb Williams over Bo Nix? And I'll just go first on this one.
Please do. Please.
No. Caleb Williams is so talented. He is, but he has got terrible habits. That dude took 68 sacks. And I look at stats as the stepbrother of interceptions. Based off that information, that if you have a sack on any drive in the NFL, your chances of getting into the end zone are divisible by 3. Another way to say it, if you don't take a sack, your chances of getting the end zone are multiplied by 3. And he is an incredible talent. Oh, man.
Incredible talent.
Someone could come in and fix him, and he could be
that's
God's
what I'm saying.
gift.
Like he's with the Chicago Bears. The reason why the Bears were picking in the first round is they suck. like also with someone like Caleb Williams, and right now I'm not trying to just like defend Caleb Williams, but what I'm trying to say is for Caleb Williams is what does Caleb Williams look like in Sean Payton's offense? If Sean Payton can fix it, can get him to kind of stay more in the pocket with a elite offensive line. Let's not forget.
Well, he tried that with Russ, and it didn't work so well.
But see, Russ is at the end of his career. What about the Russ when Russ just got to the league and was making all that magic happen? The Russ that got the Seattle Seahawks to the Super Bowl not once but twice. The Russell Wilson that you still believe is going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame one day.
One day.
You got to take Russ, the old man Russ, out of this, guys. Russell played for so long that we forget about all the success he used to have. That's why we were so excited about Russell Wilson being a part of the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. I don't forget. I think you're right about all that stuff. He's at the end of his career, but he was a dynamo in Seattle. He was. So you'll take Caleb Williams over Bo.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Caleb Williams with Sean Payton being his coach and putting him with a really good offensive line because that's what we have. Let's not make a mistake about this. Like Bo Nix was put in a great situation when it came to the offensive line.
The offensive line. And Caleb Williams was put in a great situation from the skill position players.
Exactly, with the
DJ
receivers.
Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift.
So somebody built from the outside in, which is it doesn't work.
Nope.
And Sean built from the inside out, which that's the right way to go. Fix the offensive line, hopefully get a run game. It helps your rookie quarterback out now for Bo Nix. He's going on his second year. If you can get a run game with Bo Nix, it's going to be a scary sight to see.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm envisioning, someone like Caleb Williams being in an offense like this. How does that look?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm still taking Caleb Williams.
You're taking Caleb Williams.
I'm taking Caleb.
Okay, so we disagree there. So this is my top 5 picks if the class was going to get redrafted.
Yeah, I got mine too.
Okay. Jaden Daniels goes number 1. Bo Nix goes number 2. Caleb Williams goes number 3. Brock Bowers goes number 4. And Joe Alt goes number 5.
I like that. So mine was Jaden Daniels goes number 1. Caleb Williams goes number 2. He rekindles the love with Cliff Kingsbury, which I think that's why like that it should have happened in the first place for his sake. Bo Nix goes number 3 to the Patriots, which Bo would have been mad about. Arizona takes Malik Neighbors.
Oh, yep.
And then the Chargers will take Brock Bowers.
That's fair. And I'm sure everyone listening has some sort of, little different opinion than that. But I think it's fair.
What we're both saying is